Hello, welcome to my webinar on subtracting fractions. This webinar contains information that would be used by children in Year 4 and above and is designed to demonstrate how we teach children to subtract fractions. I will discuss key vocabulary and methods that we use in classroom settings. The fraction has two main parts, the numerator and the denominator. The numerator is the top number and shows how many parts we have. The denominator is the bottom number and tells us how many equal parts the whole is divided into. For example, in the fraction 3/4, the 3 is the numerator and means that we have 3 parts, while the 4 is the denominator and means that the whole is divided into 4 equal parts. Together, they show that we have 3 out of 4 equal parts. In Year 4, we begin teaching children that a fraction represents part of a whole. This means that when something is divided into equal parts, a fraction tells us how many of those equal parts we're looking at or using. For example, if a chocolate bar is split into 4 equal pieces and you eat one piece, you've eaten 1/4 of the whole bar. Understanding fractions helps children to begin to think about numbers in new ways and prepares them for more complex maths in later years. Once children understand that a fraction is part of a whole, we move on to teaching them how to subtract fractions with the same denominator, as expected in the Year 4 curriculum. This means they learn how to subtract one fraction from another when the bottom number is the same. We use bar models to represent this, and children are able to physically cross out parts as they go. Children can see that in the top example shown here, there are 16 parts in each model that are coloured in and have physically crossed out 5 and 9 of them to support their working out to find out the total that is left over. Later on, they apply the same skill to mixed numbers where there is both a whole number and a fraction, such as the example shown here in pink. The subtraction shown is 2 and 1/5. Take away 4/5. You can see that there is one whole bar left and 2/5, making the answer 1 and 2/5. Eventually, children will recognise that where the denominator is the same, we only need to take away from the numerator, leaving the bottom number alone. 4/10 take away 2/10, for example, is 2/10. In Year 5, this learning progresses further as children begin to subtract fractions with the same denominator, as well as fractions with different denominators that share common multiples. In the example shown here, you can see that Juan and Whitney have the same size bar, but they are split differently, one into quarters and the other into 12ths. 4 and 12 share common multiples, 3 for example, so this can be converted. You can see that by colouring in the example, Juan has 1/4 left, which is equivalent to 3/12. A solid understanding and recall of times tables makes fractions from this point on much easier. As they move on, Year 5 children will also start to subtract mixed numbers from mixed numbers. They will need to convert the denominators into common multiples to do this. If I wanted to convert a quarter into 8ths, I would need to multiply the denominator, 4, by 2, and the rule is that you need to do the same to the numerator. This means that 1/4 is the same as 2/8. In Year 6, children revise and recap their fraction skills, including subtracting fractions with the same and different denominators. They are encouraged to apply this knowledge to more challenging reasoning and problem-solving tasks, where they must think carefully about the steps involved and explain their methods. This helps them to strengthen their understanding and prepares them for more advanced maths that they will encounter in secondary school. Here's an example of the type of question they might find when they're with us. Thank you for taking the time to watch this webinar. I hope it's proven useful in supporting the learning of methods to subtract fractions.